Hey everyone, Mala here from Plant Fix. In today's video, I want to share some easy plant care I've been doing for my plants that's kept them healthy and happy. I have so many plants to care for, and these steps of care that I'm going to share with you has helped them do really well. So let's get started. Pots are a great place to start. As I started getting into plants, I was always excited to get home from the nursery and pot my plant. Usually, I would remove the plant from the nursery pot and place it in a decorative pot without any drainage. Little did I know my plants were not doing well because I had no drainage and the roots were rotting from sitting in excess water. So here's what I do now. When potting my plants, I most often keep the plants in the pot that it comes in from the nursery because they have drainage holes, and directly place it into decorative pot. That's it. When watering, I will then empty the excess water that sits in the bottom of the pot about an hour after watering. Of course, there are other ways of potting plants, which I will dive into in a future video, but this is a super easy way and has worked great for my plants. When it comes to watering, make sure the top inch or two of the soil is dry, and then go ahead and water the plant. You can check this by using a chopstick or your fingers, whichever you prefer. Water until it comes out of the drainage holes from the bottom of the pot. And if the pot has a saucer, go ahead and empty the water because you don't want the roots to be sitting in excess water, as this can result in root rot. The best advice I can give for watering is to get to know each plant's water preference because each plant is different from the other. I used to have a scheduled day once a week to water all my plants. Always thought that the more water it got, the happier it would be. Was I ever wrong? Make sure not to overwater because this is one of the most common reasons plants die. Also, keep in mind that during summer, plants prefer cooler water temperature, and during the winter, they prefer room temperature. I know it's tempting to place your plants where it looks best in your space, which is what I always did. But if that spot doesn't meet the requirements of the plant's needs, it won't do well, and you'll see that quickly. So it's helpful to know where you want to place the plant and the lighting condition it will be in before going to the nursery to purchase one. And if you see the plant is happy in its location in your home, don't introduce it to a new one, as this can actually make your plant very unhappy and it's possible for it to die. When it comes to pruning, keep an eye out for yellowing or browning or crispy leaves and pull gently at the stem, and they should come off with barely any effort. Damaged leaves can take away the nutrients from the healthy leaves and new growth. Get rid of any dead leaves that have fallen or are sitting on top of the soil. Some leaves are actually damaged because of a bacterial infection or fungus, so it's important to get rid of them right away so that it won't spread. Pruning plants, it's like making sure they have good hygiene. And one last tip, if you really want to give your plants the perfect manicure, feel free to carefully trim away the crispy bits on otherwise healthy leaves. This doesn't hurt the plant and will give it a nice, fresh look. Dust will block the light plants need to feed itself. In terms of how often you need to dust will depend on your space and how quickly it collects dust. I dust mine around every 2 weeks. Dusting will help your plants absorb the amount of light they need to thrive. For cleaning your medium to large leaf plants, I would use a damp cloth. Wipe the leaves gently, and for small leaf plants that would take forever to wipe one by one, which I'm embarrassed to admit I sometimes do because I find spending time with plants takes away my stress and makes me happy. Of course, I know this is very time consuming and not for everyone, so feel free to give your small leaf plants a quick rinse with either the shower head or kitchen faucet. Rotating plants is not only good for their looks so they don't lean on one side and will stay upright, but also for new growth and for the plant to get an even amount of light on all sides. It's good to rotate once every couple weeks or anytime you think it's right. So I hope these tips will help you keep your plant happy and healthy. I'd love to hear some of your plant care in the comments below. I'm always looking for tips that I might be missing out on. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Usually I would remove it from the pot, from the plant. And lastly, rotating plants is not only good for their oh no, that doesn't sound right. So I hope these tips will help you keep your plants happy and healthy. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear some of your plants.